MC Tone from the 757 Spin Number, the Truth. Back to y'all with another video. And today, I'm going to be talking about the playoff pictures today in the NFC and what's going on. A lot of teams fighting for a playoff spot in the NFC East. It's been a bad division this year, but every team in the NFC East still has a chance to sneak into the playoffs. Whoever wins that division, because there's no chance of them getting into the wild card. Let me get on with the video. Green Bay, they're trying to lock in the number one seed. They're competing with the Green Bay, with the Saints and the Rams right now, competing. So they definitely need to win out with these last three games. They got the Panthers, Titans, and the Bears. The Panthers they're a competitive football team, so you definitely can't sleep on them. The Titans are a great football team, and that's gonna be a tough matchup for Green Bay, especially that they have a hard time stopping the run game, and Derrick Henry is a big dude. So I'm just still wondering, how can this team stop the run, especially at this point of the season where it's you kind of know who you are at this point, and how are they gonna stop Derrick Henry? And you got the Chicago. They got their last game of the season is gonna be against the Chicago Bears. So that's gonna be another tough matchup. Especially with knowing that this is a divisional game, and the Bears are going to be also fighting for a playoff spot too. They're still in the hunt, and they want to inflict so much pain into the Green Bay Packers, but they should win this game because they do got somebody like an Aaron Rodgers, who's a big neutralizer to great defenses. You got the Saints at number 2. The Saints got the Chiefs, which is a tough matchup for them. Especially playing without Drew Brees, but Taysom Hill has played pretty well. They've done a great job. Sean Payton did a great job with Taysom Hill, and he's filled in pretty good, and he showed that he can be the heir successor for Drew Brees until he gets back. So you got the Chiefs, they got the Vikings next, and the Vikings they're 6-7, and they're like 1 or 2 games back, 1.5 a game back from the Cardinals right now. So they're very fighting for a position. So you're gonna look for another tough matchup for the Vikings, and they finish off with the Panthers, who's a competitive football team. Of course, the record doesn't show it, but they're definitely a competitive football team, and that's a divisional game. So you got you got the Rams, who they play the Jets, the Seahawks, and the Cardinals, and the last 2 games are mostly important for the Rams. They do need to beat the Seahawks, and they do need to beat the Cardinals. That division has been tough all year round. The Jets should be an easy win for them. The Jets have just been terrible. I just don't see them winning a game this year. The Seahawks, this is it's gonna be for the. This feels like that game is gonna be for the division, even though the Cardinals are still in it. I do have the Rams finish out this division. We're gonna see with Russell Wilson, he's gonna cook the Rams and show how the Rams how to cook. So that's gonna be a tough matchup. You got 4. You got Washington, and Washington have the Seahawks coming up, and that's gonna be a tough game for them. That's definitely gonna be a tough game for them. But especially with Alex Smith not probably gonna be healthy, they might have to start Dwayne Haskins. But the defense of the Seahawks hasn't been playing well, so that's an upside for Washington. And Washington has probably the best front 4 in football right now. They got the Panthers, who are 4-9. Like I said, they've been competitive, and they got the Eagles, and that might be for their division. And for 5, you got Tampa Bay. I do got Tampa Bay sliding in there. They play the Lions, who that should definitely be a win for them, and they face the Falcons twice. The Falcons, they can put up a lot of points. They still got Julio, and they still got Matt Ryan, but they just haven't been a good complete football team all year round. So overall, Tampa Bay should win out. I think they should win all these games. You got the Seahawks versus the Seattle Seahawks starting off with the Washington football team. I think it's going to be more important. Can the Seahawks block? But can they block and help Russell Wilson? I'm not too worried about what they can do on offensively, except for that. Can they add protection? Can they protect Russell Wilson so he can cook? And the Seattle defense has been pretty bad. And they got the Rams and the 49ers. The 49ers are still coached well under Kyle Shanahan, so do not sleep on that matchup. And the Rams, they played them tough when they played them last time. You forgot the Rams own the tiebreaker now, but we'll see if the Seahawks can break that tiebreaker, and that's going to be that's probably going to be for the division. You got the Arizona Cardinals. They got the Eagles, the 49ers, and the Rams. And to me, they're a young football team. And this is going to be a great test for them, especially for their young head coach and Cliff Kingsbury. So that's going to be a tough matchup. They need to win all these games, or at least 2 out of the 3 to get into the playoffs. And this team is going to really have to show. This is going to be really important when it comes down to coaching. And just teams in a hunt. You got Minnesota who faces the Bears, which is going to be probably for their season. These are the 2 teams that's going to probably come down to their season right here next game in week 14. So it's definitely going to be a tough matchup. And Minnesota visits the Saints, 2 divisional games back to back. And shout out to their head coach and Mike Zimmer. He's done a great job to me. This team started off lousy, and now they're fighting for a wild card spot, and they got the Lions. So it's gonna be a tough. They need to win. They need to win these last 3. I want to say they need to win 2 out of 3, but I think they need to go. They need to get 2 out of 3, 3 out of 3 to get into the playoffs. And the Lions I think, is one of their gimme games. You got Chicago. They have they got a tough schedule coming up, remaining schedule too. You got the Vikings. The Jaguars is a gimme game. The Jaguars is pretty bad. And you got the Packers, but the Vikings are going to be a tough, and it's going to be coming down. Who do you trust more, Mitch Trubisky and Kirk Cousins? You trust Kirk Cousins more, but Chicago's defense is a little better, and Kirk Cousins in big games, can you really depend on him? Even though he proved it last year in the playoffs, I think him and Justin Jefferson had a great season. So, and can Dalvin Cook? That's the key part of their offense. Can he get going against the Chicago's Bears defense that's been pretty good? You got the Cowboys. The Cowboys. They definitely got to win out, but their schedule doesn't look too crazy. You got the 49ers without a Jimmy Garoppolo. The defense is banged up. You got the Eagles. They switched to Jalen Hurts, so you should take advantage of that, even though the defense has not been playing good. And they're one of the worst teams in stopping the rush. And the Eagles, you see what Jalen Hurts and Miles Sanders did, so I don't know if they're going to do any better against the Eagles. And you got the Giants, and that's a winnable game, but the Giants, who do you trust more right now, Mike McCarthy or Joe Judge? I think I would trust Joe Judge in the way he has that defense playing right now. The defense, and the Giants' defense has been playing extremely well. They're one of the actually top 10 defense in the NFL right now. So, and then you got the Giants. They got the Browns, and they got the Ravens, and they got the Cowboys. 2 back-to-back AFC North games, and it's sadly that the Browns and the Ravens are both fighting for a playoff spot right now. So you're gonna be. I don't know if the Giants can sneak in, especially knowing that they're the closest team right now to catching the Washington football team. I don't know if I can see that happen, especially them facing the two AFC North teams. So I don't think they can catch the Washington football team, but there's a possibility always, but I just don't see it happening. And you got the Eagles. The Eagles face the Cardinals, Cowboys, and Washington, which I think are not too bad again. Excuse me. Their last games are not that too bad. I like what Jalen Hurts has done. He's definitely added a spark. Who do I think gets the number 1 spot? Just from looking at the schedule, I do think that the Saints are going to have the number 1 seed. I'm just going to guess on the Saints just because I believe in that even though they didn't prove it last week, I do think the defense has played better. I think Taysom Hill has done a great job. I do got them locking in the number 1 seed. I do have the Rams. I do have the Rams winning their division. I do have the Seahawks making the playoffs though. With the Card. I'm gonna say with the Cardinals. I'm gonna have them winning this game. Um, I got Tampa Bay coming in. I got Seattle and Arizona coming in. I think Minnesota, just the Bears, the Saints. I don't know if they can win those two divisional rounds, and I think they do need to win all three right now, because the Cardinals right now, their schedule doesn't look too crazy. They got the Eagles, and I think that's a very winnable game, and they got the 49ers. The Cowboys, I think they're just too disorganized to me. They don't know who they are. They don't have their identity. Too inconsistent. The Giants' schedule is a little bit too hard. Chicago, I don't trust Mitch Trubisky to win 3 out of 3 games. Um, and the Eagles, I think it might come down. It might come down to the last game, but Ron Rivera has proved it more to me. Doug Peterson has been inconsistent. I think the players are buying in more than him. Doug Peterson, it's been a little shaky this year, but share your thoughts and your opinions, everybody. Who you got going into the playoffs? Because right now, I guess there's still a lot of teams vying for a playoff spot in the NFC, but it's definitely noticing that I do have the Green Bay, I got the Saints, Rams, I got Washington going, Tampa Bay, Seattle, and Arizona going in, but things could change. It's any given Sunday. There could be a major injury, and that 1 through 7 could change all throughout these last 3 weeks of football. So share your thoughts, comments, like, subscribe if you like the video. Tune out. Thank you.